Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Filled Sunday Mercury Retrograde Edition. So, Mercury will be going retrograde in the sign of Gemini on May 29th and will last until June 22nd. These messages are general, they are here to guide you, to give you clarity about any situation in your life, but they will not resonate with everyone. Take what does resonate with you, regardless of how big or small, apply it, and leave the rest. Also remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell in order to receive notifications when I post. So I have pulled 3 messages. The first message is healing. The next message is action. And the last message is relationships. As I was shuffling, Spirit gave me duality. During this retrograde season, it is going to be about balance. It is going to be about finding balance in your life. For some of you, finding balance between your work life and family. Sometimes, or I should say for some of you, it's going to be about finding balance within yourself, duality between your emotional body and your mental state, being in harmony with yourself. I heard reflect. For some of you, there's going to be a need of you to reflect on your relationships, your connections with people, romantic relationships, family, friend relationships. So we're going to jump right into this message and see what else Spirit has. So with healing, it says, heal past wounds with forgiveness and awareness. By healing yourself, you can become a healing force to others. Physical healing can happen once your wounds have been confronted. Yes, forgiveness. For some of you, you need to forgive yourself for what didn't work out, for what didn't go in your favor. Yes, being aware of your emotions, not pushing them down, but dealing with them, dealing with that past hurt, dealing with the trauma. Childhood issues need to be healed for some of you. It's like by healing yourself, that is how you're going to be able to heal relationships with those around you. So let's go a little deeper. Spirit, give me messages for healing. I have the Empress and I have the Princess of Swords, which is the activist. For some of you, you're going to need to heal a relationship with your mom or the relationship with your mom. I'm getting the energy that you may have had a mom who worked a lot, worked very often to provide, and who really did not have enough time to nurture you, to care for you. Some of you may have grown up and felt like your mother never loved you because she never really showed affection. She was just very busy, working, being that support for the family or for, you and your siblings. And it's like, I heard resentment, like you may have resented her for not being there as much as she should have been. And so, yes, Spirit says childhood wounds. Some of you are going to have to work on healing those childhood wounds. Letting go of what didn't work out, what you didn't get, the nurturing, the love that you felt that you lacked in your childhood. It's like you are no longer a child. And what have happened, yes, may have been unfair, but it's like it's time for you now to learn how to pour into yourself, how to nurture yourself, how to give yourself what you didn't get as a child. And no, you can never replace, those same emotions, or you can never replace what your mom could have given you, but you can learn how to love on yourself, how to be there for yourself. So yes, it's like you letting go of who wasn't in your life, who did not show up for you, and you learning how to show up for yourself. Let's get a message for the Empress. I have the Devil. For some of you, you may have had a mom who had addiction issues, or a parent who suffered from issues with addiction, who was not able to be in your life the way that they should have been. Your spirit is asking you to work on that, to heal that, to revisit those old wounds and start to heal them. Yes, retrograde is about revisiting things from the past, closing out cycles so that we can be able to move on. It's like we have to first deal with our past before we can fully embrace the future. Let's get a message for the Princess of Swords. I have the King of Wands and I have the Three of Pentacles. For some of you, I'm getting that your parent may have chosen their significant other over you. Like if this is a mom, your mom may have chosen men over you. If this is a father, your father may have chosen women over you, like over your relationship. That is what I'm getting with this King of Wands energy. And it's like with this Three of Pentacles, it's like their actions is what caused instability in your relationship, is what caused instability in the family unit, because they will always choose something over you, whether it's a relationship, whether it's their job, their career, like you never felt important to them. So yes, it's like now it's time for you to work on that, to let go of that, to understand that you are important, your feelings are important, despite the fact that you may have never felt that way as a child. You need to learn that for yourself. And it's like forgive. Forgive this person. Forgive your parent. Whether or not they asked for it. Forgive them so that you can move on. So that you can move past these issues and have the life that you want. So let's look at action. It says, take some form of action without regrets. Examine what is holding you back from taking action and cut it loose. You will get the most immediate results through acting decisively. No maybes. Yes. You need to be able to go after what you want. No holding back. For some of you, this has to do with your career. This has to do with some type of creative project, something that you want to pursue, that you have been stalling on, not being able to fully move forward with. I heard fear. For some of you, you have a fear of failure. Again, retrograde, revisit. Revisit your passion. Try to find a new way of doing things, cultivating things. Try to find a new method that is going to get you the result that you want. It's time for you to stop being stagnant and be willing to put in the work. The only way you're going to get the life that you want is by taking action. The Bible says faith without works is dead. So yes, you can believe anything that you want to believe. But if you're not willing to do the work, then you're not going to get anywhere. So let's clarify action. I have the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and I have the Universe in the reverse. Yes, there's a new cycle, a new chapter, a new beginning that is waiting for you. With this Ace of Swords in the reverse, some of you lack clarity. You don't know which way to turn. And it's like the answers are there. You just have to be willing to listen. Spirit says you need to sit. Spirit says quiet time. Some of you need quiet time. There's so much going on around you. Your spirit says clear out the clutter. You need quiet time to really listen to what spirit is trying to give you. I heard sounds, like listen to the sounds. I heard music. For some of you, spirit communicates with you through music. I heard classical music. You need to just sit in quiet in the darkness, listen to music, and just let spirit speak to you. Let spirit give you direction on the next moves that you need to make. Because it's like with this Universe in the reverse, you are stopping yourself from having what you want, having the life that you want. You're not seeing victory out of this situation. You're not getting this new beginning that you've been waiting on because you feel stuck. You're not taking action. You're not moving forward with the plan, with the goal, with the dream you have. For some of you, going back to school. You want to go back to school, but you're holding yourself up. You're holding yourself back out of fear. And it's like this new beginning is waiting on you. All you have to do is take the first step. So let's clarify the Ace of Swords. I have the Eight of Cups. For some of you, you're going to need to walk away from something. In order to get something, you have to give something. So it's like you're going to have to walk away from something. Betty Wright, no pain, no gain. You're going to have to be willing to give up something in order to have this dream, in order to have this goal. But Spirit says it's worth it. If you're willing to make the sacrifice, it is worth it. I heard business. Some of you want to start your own business, but you have to be willing to sacrifice for it. Let's get a message for the Universe in the reverse. I have Justice, balance, duality. Spirit wants to bring balance to your life. Spirit wants to give you a new beginning. Spirit wants you to have the life that you want, to live out your dreams, to have everything that you desire. But there's a hold up with this Universe in the reverse. There's a hold up. There's a blockage that needs to be cleared before you're able to move to this next level, this next chapter. And you have to be willing to clear it out. You have to be willing to remove anything that doesn't belong so that it doesn't block you, so that it doesn't stop you, hinder you from making progress. So the next message we are going to look at is relationships. It says, new partnerships are coming your way. Reassess present relationships and leave behind those who do not support you. Be clear what you are committing to. So yes. And I'm going to read that again. Be clear what you are committing to. Yes. Be clear about it. Understand what you're actually giving yourself to, who you're actually giving yourself to before you do it. It says new relationships are on the horizon. But during this retrograde season, you need to declutter your life. You need to release some people. For some of you, this is going to be toxic friends. Your friends have interfered in your relationships, your connections. You need to clear it out. For some of you, this is going to be you reassessing, re-examining your relationships with your family members. Release people who don't support you. Release people who don't want what's best for you. Release people who are not genuine. So let's clarify relationships. Okay. I have the Princess of Wands, the Dancer. I have the Queen of Wands, the Public Defender, in the reverse. And I have the Princess of Dis, the Kindergarten Teacher, in the reverse. Some of these relationships that you have in your life are stopping you from receiving anyone new into your life, from receiving a relationship that is going to be completely balanced for you. Whether this is friendship, whether this is a romantic relationship that Spirit wants to give you, is like you're holding on to people that are blocking you from having these new experiences. With this Princess of Wands, it's like I heard introduce. Spirit wants to introduce you to people who are going to be well-meaning in your life. Your soul tribe, a divine connection. But it's like by you having certain people attached to you, you're stopping your own self from being happy. You're stopping your own self from experiencing something new. For some of you, you have people in your life who don't want to see you do good, who don't want to see you have success, who are jealous of you, who are envious of your potential. And you have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to set yourself free from these people, from these connections, even if it's family. Reassess. Reassess your connections. And think about it. What are you really committing yourself to? Really assess these relationships. What or who are you really committing yourself to? Look at their actions, their words. Who are you committing to? It's time for you to stop committing to other people and commit to yourself. So let's clarify. Spirit, clarify the Princess of Wands. I have the Five of Swords, and I have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. If you want it, you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to make up in your mind that this is what you want. A new beginning is what you want. Healthy relationships is what you want, and you're going to have to fight for this. Fighting for this may mean detaching yourself, blocking certain people, not responding to phone calls. But if you want a new experience, if you want peace in your life, if you want balance in your life, you're going to have to be willing to fight for it. You're going to have to be willing to let go of people that no longer serve you. You're going to have to be committed to the process. Let's get a message for the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I have the Knight of Swords. Fast moving. Yes. You're going to have to cut some people off quickly. Going to have to make some quick decisions. But if you want to stop being stuck, if you want to stop being hindered, not seeing the progress that you desire, then you're going to have to cut some people off. You're going to have to get rid of some people. For some of you, you're going to have to get rid of some relationships, connections, romantic relationships. You're going to have to walk away. You're going to have to detach yourself. For some of you, I heard like the mother, father of your child. You've been with this person for years and it's not going anywhere. I heard no marriage. Yes, this person does not have the intentions on moving forward. I heard immature. They're still growing. They're still evolving. They're not mature enough to handle the type of relationship that you desire. You're going to have to be real with yourself and make some quick and hard decisions for your life. Let's get a message for the Princess of Disc in the reverse. I have the Eight of Wands. Communication. Spirit is saying like the way is already made. The path is clear if you want it to be. If you want this new beginning, it's here. Spirit will give you direction. Spirit will guide you. Spirit will tell you what you need to do if you want a fresh start. But you have to be open to listening. You have to be open to accepting guidance. For some of you, Spirit says help. You have to be open to accepting help from others. If you want to walk away from a situation, if you want a different life, a different lifestyle, you need to be open to the guidance that is being given to you. So I'm going to pull a message for each element, and we're going to start with fire, and we're going to see what else you need to focus on during this retrograde. So Spirit, what message do you have for the element of fire? Okay. I have celebration, social occasions. It says, are you concerned about commitment? Do you have fears around social situations? Would you like to break free from the repressed you? So yes, for some of you, this is going to be about opening up to trying different things, opening up to just embracing the lighter side of life. It says, are you concerned about commitment? Like, are you holding yourself back from being happy? Whether this has to do with connections, romantic relationships, whether this has to do with career, it's like, are you holding yourself back from being happy? Do you fear social situations? For some of you, Spirit says success. Do you have a fear of success? Are you holding yourself back from your own greatness? It's like you need to re-examine the thoughts, the feelings that are within you and see what blockages that need to be removed. So let's pull a message for the element of water. It says weather slash natural events. It says what's urgent in your life? What's making you feel overwhelmed and is out of your control? Are you worried about how you will survive a major change? So, yes, it's like what is urgent? What is making you feel stressed? What makes you feel overwhelmed in your life? What makes you feel like things are going out of control? Examine. Again, examine the people in your life. Examine the situations in your life. Is these feelings attached to the people you have around you? Are there people in your energy who are causing you to feel stressed? It's time for you to re-examine. And for some of you, Spirit says, are you stressed out about a major change that is going to take place? Examine where those fears actually come from. Do you fear change? Do you fear the newness of a situation? Like Spirit says, arise. Like, where are these feelings coming from? Change is a part of life, and you just have to be willing and open to embracing it, regardless of how difficult it may seem. Know that if it's meant for you, then everything will work out for your highest good. So let's get a message for the element of earth. I heard moving. For some of you, you may have a fear of moving. You may be moving to a different state. I also heard country for the water signs. So Spirit is like, just re-examine, where this fear is coming from. Is it because it's going to be new scenery? You may be away from family, friends. It's like, just reassess the whole situation. I also heard during this time, don't make any big decisions. Don't try to rush into any big decisions. Just really take your time, look everything over. Just evaluate the whole situation before you make any permanent decisions. I also heard water signs that it's going to be very important for you to read over any paperwork, really look at the fine print. I have animals. It says, do you feel free or stifled? Is your situation making you feel caged or unhindered? Would you like to take some new risks? So yes, are you feeling free in your current circumstances? Or do you feel like you can't move? Like there's no way out? There's no room for you to grow. I heard career. For a lot of you, this has to do with your career. For others of you, I also heard relationships. It's like, do you feel like there's an opportunity for you to grow, for you to reach to the next level, for you to reach the pinnacle? Do you feel like this relationship is going somewhere? Do you feel like you're going to get your 10 of cups from this person? Or do you feel stuck? Re-examine. Re-examine the areas in your life where you feel like there's no movement. And be open and willing to change. Spirit says take risk. Yes. The message says take risk. Earth signs, it's time for you to take some risks. It's time for you to step outside of your comfort zone if you want the life, the career, or the love that you desire. So the last element we're going to look at is the air signs. Let's see what message Spirit has for you. Okay. I have death. It says, what parts of you / your habits need changing? How do you feel disconnected with yourself and with others? Have you been neglecting your physical or emotional health? Yes, death. Rebirth. Some of you, it's time for a transformation. It's time to change. Going back to relationships. It's time for you to disconnect from some people. It's time for you to re-examine the areas in your life that need to be changed. The people in your life who you may need to walk away from. It's time for you to look at what is no longer serving you and commit to the process of change. This retrograde is about reassessing. This retrograde is about embracing change, doing something new, healing from the past, being open to chasing your dreams, being open to cut people off who no longer benefit you. Change may be difficult, but it's necessary. Your new beginning is waiting. So I hope that these messages resonate. Remember to stay true to thyself and real with thyself. Grow with me as I grow with you. Everyone, stay blessed.